From the murals on the wall to the street side stand, Mark's got the map, Jeff's got the plan. Cruise through Wisconsin where the sun stays bright, looking for a flavor or a brand in a new sight. Let's take flight with Mark and Jeff. Hippie chick join the mad stork flock and turn it into a whole big crew. They all says we're following you. Jeff and Mark exploring again, finding the best wackadoodles in the land. Add Mark and Jeff to your day, because we have so much to say. Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter how far, our curiosity's charged. We're ready to see what's next. Mark and Jeff need this job, so please come join the flock and hit the like, share, and unsubscribe. Thank you from Mark and Jeff and the Mad Stork Flock.
And the Mad Stork Flock.
Going live.
How do you like that?
Like it. I like your shirt. That is.
It's pink.
Is it pink or is it salmon?
No, it's pink. Fuchsia, whatever. I like it.
It looks good. It goes with your eyes.
It goes well with my Milwaukee Brewer hat.
It actually does.
Who, by the way, are still in first place and with the best record in baseball.
What was this score a couple of days ago? Didn't they just 22 to zip? What did
they lost last night? So
and then they lost.
Baseball is a crazy game. I mean, it's just a crazy game.
And if you playing against somebody's farm team,
Mariners, which the Mariners are having a rough year. I mean, the guy that hit 60 home runs last year, I think he's got 13 this year or 12 this year, and batting 150. I mean, just horrible season for him. But so the Brewers go today at 1 o'clock, 1:10. That's why we're coming on now, so we can get our foolishness in and everything. And then we're going to be back tomorrow too to talk more and everything. But a lot of things going on. Of course, I took some time off because I was questioning my own mortality, Mark, a little bit.
Oh no,
with things that I've been going through, and all that for years. And then I have a sister that passed away that there was nothing wrong with her. And she went down to take a nap. My brother, I guess, had talked to her, went down to take a nap and didn't wake up.
Just like that.
And I guess if you're going to go, I guess that's the way to go, right? Instead of suffering or whatever. But what a way to go. I mean, he talked to her like a couple hours before, and then all of a sudden, she told him that she was going to call him, and then she didn't call, so he kept on calling, and she wasn't answering. So then he told her son to go over and check on her, and then they found her.
Wow.
But somebody that has a life, with a lot of health things, you kind of question what's going on a little bit.
You live your life as good as you can, knowing that it's not your choice.
And I get so, and today's the last day that I'm going to be on X. I mean, I'm still going to be on X, but I'm just not going to get into the Jess Machado stuff. And I mean, I'm so sick and tired of these people that come on and use health stuff and everything. I had a needle that was left in by a doctor. Okay. They closed me up and they left the suture needle, the one that closes you up. They left that needle in me. I had a knee repaired and they left it in me. Caused osteomyelitis. It's a bone infection, chronic, that I can't get rid of. The one antibiotic that basically they fight it with, I don't do well on. So, and the thing is that people, the first thing when I tell people that, what's the first thing that's out of their mouth, Mark?
No, what's that?
Well, what'd you get? Did you sue him?
Yeah. Millions.
Well, the thing is, my thought is on that, Mark, why sue him when it wasn't his fault? Do you think he put the needle there by, I'm going to give this guy some hell for the rest of his life. I'm going to put a needle in him and watch him, no, I didn't sue.
You're a better man than most.
And, now, did I ever sue anybody? Yeah, I did. I had a brand spanking new. I don't know if I can find a picture. Maybe I can find a picture. I don't know. But I had a brand new Camaro back in 2020. My favorite type of Camaro. It was a red line edition Camaro, black with a red interior. Just a beautiful car. 500 horsepower. Was a beautiful, beautiful car. Worked my ass off to get that car. Worked my ass off. And I'm driving to Green Bay on a 4-lane highway, and a guy decides not to stop crossing the highway, decides not to stop at a stop sign, comes all the way across. So at that point, they were fighting me. His insurance was fighting me, and I wasn't going to get anything for my car to replace it. And at that point, I had to get an attorney to protect myself, so that I could at least get the money back. Otherwise, I would have had to sue my insurance. And the thing is, Mark, is, well, why should my insurance pay for it?
Yeah,
It wasn't my fault. And even though, and a lot of people don't, I know you know this because of the job that you did, but even though that I wasn't at fault, my insurance still went up a little bit. It still went up because I was in an accident. And so I wasn't going to take that hit unless I got at least the money that my car cost. And that time, the car cost almost $70,000. And I mean, it was crazy. So to sit here and say I never sued, I did that time because I needed the replacement. Not only that, but I need to protect myself also. So
absolutely.
But as far as the needle in me and all that kind of stuff, and it's caused havoc. I mean, Mark knows that it's caused havoc the rest of my life. Since that happened. I mean, they didn't find the needle until I was like 22 years old in Little Rock, Arkansas, and a doctor had a hunch and he found it.
That's crazy.
And I lived with it. They figured it was put in me back when I was like 5 years old. 5 years old. They figured that I
took that long to.
Yeah, they figured I lived with it. But the thing is, Mark, every year I would have problems with a leg swelling up and also feeling like I had the flu every year. And it was like a flu symptom. And this is before, they had like the big scans and all that kind of stuff. You had x-rays, but the x-ray didn't work because the needle was lodged in with the bones and with the ankle bone and heel bone. And they didn't see it. And because we didn't have the scans back then, when I was younger. So, I mean, it's a crazy thing. But again, when you ask what I got, I was lucky enough that I could do the job that I decided to do after high school. And that was radio. I mean, I decided to go into radio. I decided to use my voice, and I could sit down and not worry about getting up and going to a shipyard, which the shipyard is big in my area, to go work at that, or, some kind of manufacturing company. I could go and sit in a 4x4 room and talk and do my job. And then I got into voiceover work, and I do everything from home. I mean, it's a beautiful life that I live. Yeah, I live it in a wheelchair, but it's a beautiful life because I get to do what I want to do. And this YouTube is supposed to be fun. And I got caught up, Mark, the last 6 months. I got caught up in the garbage of it, the picking on people. And I mean, some of them deserve to be picked on. All right. JFK Show Off, I still think is a scum. And Jess Machado, I think, is lower than a scum.
I heard she's got an odor problem.
Mark, here's another thing. She sits there today. I mean, I laugh. I watch her. I hate watch her. And that's what got me on this little soapbox today. I hate watch her. And I shouldn't do that because the fact is that she's trying to make a buck too. And I don't care who watches her. I don't care. I get a kick out of that. She started at 13,000 or 14,000 people, and now she's down to 9,200. I get a kick out of that because she doesn't know how to turn it around. She doesn't know how to turn around. She doesn't know how to become a good person because she's taking the people that like her that can't be, can't be objective to what she's doing, right? Because they want to make her happy. So they can't tell her what she needs to do to turn this thing around. She could come on my show, and I guarantee you that I could have her back to 10,000 people within 4 hours. I guarantee you I could do it. And the fact is, and I wouldn't bash her one bit on the show, not one bit. I would concentrate on what she did in radio because I'm interested in that. Because she said that she worked, one time she said that she worked 1 day a week, and then she said that she worked 5 days a week. I don't know what she did in radio. It was politics, I guess, and she was in radio and she did this. The thing is that if she was so good at radio, like she says she was, AM radio stations right now in America are looking for political people to work for them. Well, guess what? I think Jess Machado has a little bit of problem with working with others. I think and I'm not bashing her on that, Mark. I have the same problem. I don't work well with others. I don't play well with others. That's what a lot of my jobs have said. I don't play well. And because I don't like somebody wasting their talent. That's my biggest thing. If you're going to come to work every day and complain and do that, that just bothers me. And I got in the last 6 months, I got in on X, and I know people see it. I mean, they're watching me on X and me ripping on people but the smell thing, this is the thing that's so funny. I was trying to figure out, because she went to court for this Lindsay Clancy trial that's going on now, Mark. That's the lady that killed 3 of her kids. And people are coming up with some crazy conspiracies. I mean, she killed her kids. All right, people, stop. And she should be living in a mental hospital for the rest of her life. Bottom line. I said it. That's what should happen. Should she be in prison? No, she should be in a mental hospital for the rest of her life.
I'm with you.
Machado goes to, she tells everybody, I'm going to cover that. I'm going to cover that. I'm covering that. Well, everybody knew that she wasn't going to cover it. There's something, she uses her, saying she's got lupus. And what it is, Marcus, she's lazy. That's all it is lazy. And so, of course, she quits. Well, then people, were saying, oh, she smelled or whatever. And people need to get a grip too. But, they're saying, oh, she smelled and all that. So I was wondering, how is she going to turn that? How is she going to turn it? Because she's going to address it. How is she going to turn it? You know how she turned it? She says she's got menopause. And menopause causes you to lose your sense of smell. Now, it might be true. So did COVID. So if you have that problem, well, maybe you should take an extra shower in the morning, or something. All right. And I mean, it's very easy to, come up with excuses and everything. And, I just believe that, just move on. Why even address these people, that you have trouble with? Why do you want to go against them? Why do you want to double down on everybody? Just move forward and just go on with whatever you're doing. If you had 10,000 people, if you had 12,000 people, figure out what you're doing wrong now that lost you. It's not because Turtle Boy gave, let's face it, she can say whatever she wants, but Turtle Boy handed her 11,000 subs, handed her. And it's just like LTL Media, and it's just like Crawford. Turtle Boy helped them tremendously. The glare was already started. I mean, he was a guy that already started his channel, and he had some following. But getting into the Karen Reed thing and Turtle Boy helped them. Mark, I can tell you right now, if Turtle Boy would come on and say, on his show and say, hey, we should be following Jeff and Mark at Mad Stork Media, you think we wouldn't be at 1,000 people right now? I guarantee you we would be. So I get a kick out of that. So, and then there's, and I watch a lot of Rat House Media, a lot. All right. And this is no disrespect of anything. But Danny is, I mean, he talks about his goals, the money. He's always talking about the money. And it's true. The money is important. It is important if you're going to do this. But Danny works hard at his real job, and he's proud of that. Even if he made money, tremendous money with YouTube, I don't think Danny would quit his job completely, what he does outside of YouTube, because he's proud of what he does. All right. And there's something about that. That's just with me, with my voiceover stuff. I'm proud of what I do. I'm proud of how I put things together. It's a creative process for me. But the thing is that I'm calling it quits I'm hoping next April. I wanted to do it in February, but it's probably going to be April. Calling it quits. And will I do to YouTube? Well, I hope. I mean, it's kind of fun. I mean, to do YouTube, and it's kind of fun. I mean, I got caught up with the fact that I was ripping on people. And Mark, that's my thing. I mean, I did that in radio. That's one of my talents. I can rip on people. I can hang with people when they're ripping. All right. And I'll come back at you 10 times over. But the fact is where does it get us? I mean, yeah, if I put Jess Machado in my headline, that me and you are coming on today, and I put Jess Machado, we're going to talk about, we're going to get an extra 100 views maybe, or whatever, 200 views. But what is it really proven? I don't want to use Jess Machado to get to 1,000 subscribers, but I would use Turtle Boy, because Turtle Boy, I'm sitting here fighting for the First Amendment right, just like the QR code up here in the right-hand corner of the screen. That's the turtle boy to help him. And that's, I mean, it's very important, that First Amendment right, which I know it is for you, Mark. Go ahead.
Oh, I have nothing, Jeff. You said it all. I sort of like it. It goes back to what we're talking about, the drama stuff. There's so much content out there that you can just drown and talk for hours and hours about the wackadoodles, like we call them, whether it's in politics, whether it's everyday life, just bad behavior. But there's some really good behavior too, and we got to continue to try to, recognize that, going forward. But yeah, there's some crazy shit going on, and there's no reason why we can't talk about them. But every now and then, content people need to be recognized for their wackadoodleness.
I think that's part of it. And where do we draw the line on that? Where do we, where do I get caught up on it? I mean, Boston Gingy, early on in this thing, I mean, she was one of them that said, okay, maybe you're going too hard at these people. And maybe I was. I mean, maybe it was. I mean, JFK, when he struck me with that defamation thing, which was a complete goofball thing, I mean, that's one of the things I went after him then. It was like two wrongs make a right, which they shouldn't. But, I'm going to do this show. I appreciate Gingy. I do. Everything she says, I appreciate. But, I'm going to do this thing the way I think I should do this thing. I mean, I did radio for 40 years, did voiceover for, 45 years. And so, I mean, I have enough, experience in marketing and in advertising and not like Crawford. I actually have the experience in that. I mean, I ran a radio station with all my ideas, and the radio station was a big hit. All right. Ended up getting sick, and we had to sell the radio station. Right now, as we speak, I'm in the process right now of with two other people trying to buy a little AM radio station to bring back the AM radio of the 60s and 70s that I grew up listening to. Not to be a political show on AM radio. I want to bring it back to the AM of radio from the 60s and 70s when they played rock and roll music, and they had fun. It was all about fun. And that's how radio stations win. These big owners now, these companies, they forgot about the local people. They forgot about them. They forgot about how to have fun. And that's where we lose in radio now, is because people have forgotten how to run a radio station and what the people like. And yourself, when I had the radio station here was the Big Dog. I mean, the thing killed. It just killed. And that's all we did was have fun on it. We had fun. And everybody says, you should only talk 2-3 times an hour, right? That's the big thing with consultants now of radio. Only talk 2 or 3 times an hour. That's what the people want. You know what I did? I challenged everybody that was on the air with me that we talk 14 times an hour. So they had to come up with content to talk 14 times an hour. And it was tough on a lot of people. It was. But I'll tell you what, it made them better, when it was all said and done. So we appreciate everybody. Boston Gingy's here, U.S. Lily's here, Cheryl's here, and we'll get to some of these here real quick. But there's a lot of things going on right now with what I'm doing, and I just we need to get back. What I want to do with this YouTube, with the Mad Stork Media, was basically to come on and have fun. Just have fun. And if it means I'm going to rip on somebody a little bit, so I rip on them. And it's basically to challenge them. Like JFK, I watched JFK when he first started, Mark. I was a subscriber to JFK. I was. But I thought he was funny in the beginning. I thought he was funny. When he got caught up on believing that he was bigger than his show, that's when he lost. That's when he started losing people. And, I mean, he still has people, but he was getting a lot more views back in the beginning of every show. Not the 200, 300 that he's getting right now. He had Nick Rocco on last night. Nick Rocco is the guy that is supposed to be the spokesperson for Karen Reed. He could only muster 300 people to listen to Nick Rocco. I mean, I don't like Nick Rocco. I think he's a mouthpiece. I think that he doesn't add anything for Karen at all. This is the guy that's supposed to be Karen's right-hand man, and he could only get 300 people? Why is that? It's because of JFK. It's not because of Nick Rocco. It's because of JFK. Excuse me.
Is he related to our teacher, Mr. Rocco?
No, no. he hit me in the mouth when I was in 8th grade.
Yeah, he didn't like me either. It was probably because of you.
So
I didn't know about this AM station thing, Jeff. You gotta now or maybe later tell me a little bit about it. But
it's a situation where I found one and I've always wanted to have one. And if you catch the right one, they're cheap because they're shutting them down because they say they can't get money. They can't get the advertising. Well, they can't get the advertising because they don't work hard enough to go out there and get the advertising, and they don't have the content on the station. You can't sit and bring somebody in that's sitting in Kentucky to talk about people in Wisconsin. You just, and if you want to do a national show like a Rush Limbaugh or that, yeah, okay, there's a following for that. But how about doing something local and playing some music and having some fun and talking about your local area? That's what kills.
There's a station up in Ontonagon, Michigan. It is throwback like you wouldn't believe. I was up in the Porkies a couple of years ago, and they got a little old lady doing the news and making fun of people in the news, and she was hilarious. She's probably still up there doing it. Ontonagon, you know where that is? It's right on the time.
I do know where that is because our friend Jerry Gordon owns property up there.
Is he really?
Yeah, he owns like 200 acres up there.
Ontonagon's crazy.
This here, right here, this is the big thing. Drama sells. It does sell, and it's sold in radio too. If you could get a fight with another radio station, I mean, it's sold. All right, but if you could be funny and if you could be, get those listeners on the air and talk normal and everything and have some fun, that's where you won.
Well, there's a balance, right?
There is a balance, and so we appreciate everybody, Gil, getting in here. We appreciate you running over bunnies. That's a good one here. Playing catch. Glad to see you back. Thanks. I appreciate that. Feels good to be back. I had a lot of things to say, and some of it might piss some people off, and I don't understand. And I'm gonna, the last shot out. I guess it's a shot. I don't know. There's a new person came from the Jess Machado side of things, doing some creative content, trying to. And her name is Arkansas Bestie. I took some shots at her on Twitter, and I mean, she's running around saying that she's best friends with Luke Bryan and everything else. Okay, and so I'm questioning a little bit of that. Of stuff like that. It's funny, people will say, oh yeah, Luke Bryan talked to me and now we're best friends and all that kind of stuff, and I get a kick out of that because they meet him backstage and he paid attention to him and asked their name, and all of a sudden now you're best friends, and I mean, so I question that, and I question her whole thing. I don't know, if, she gives money. She's kind of like that Nan. She gave money, and then she gets on these other people's shows, and I said even on Twitter, and I was sad because I didn't know. I thought probably that Danny would take a little bit a different way than I meant it, but I gave a little bit of money to Danny the other night, and then the next thing I know, this Arkansas Bestie was on his show, and I went, damn, and I put it on Twitter. I said if I'd have known she was coming on the show, I'd never gave the money, and it's just that I feel strongly that I don't trust her. I don't trust her. She's gives off the thing that she's a little spoiled rich girl. And, she's trying to do her show. And that's another thing. I watch her, she's getting a lot of views and a lot of subs. And you know how I am. And it's that radio background. I try to make everything perfect audio wise. Okay. And I'm finding out that you don't have to be perfect. You just don't have to be perfect. It's the old Lombardi thing, from the football days in the 60s, where he said, let's shoot for perfection. Let's shoot for perfection. And maybe we'll catch excellence. And that's the truth right there. I wanted to be perfect on all this audio stuff, going out and buying, the $1,200 microphone like I have right here, and doing that kind of stuff. But I find out that you don't need it. You just don't need it, and you don't need a studio, like Brian LTL, went out and got a studio and then blaming everybody that he did, was going to lose the studio and got so depressed over maybe losing it that he was going to go play in traffic. This is crazy. Don't blame people. Don't blame other people for your knucklehead moves. Why do you need a studio? I have a studio. That I do my voiceover work. It's in another room. I have a studio. It's all soundproofed. It's everything. Okay. And it's great. It's a great thing. But to sit in that for an hour and a half, 2 hours and do this, I would boil in there because it's hot. So why do you need a studio? I don't know. Get a better microphone and cut down the sound. If you're getting a lot of reverb from your room, put something on the floor, put a carpet, put something on the ceiling, knock it down. It's real easy. You don't have to go out and get a brand new studio and all this stuff. So, look at this. I nearly took a radio gig in the late 90s in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Look at that. I wonder what station. Did you remember what station, Todd? That'd be interesting.
I was born in Sheboygan. Did you know that?
Todd is a guy I worked with. Of all things, I worked with him in Jonesboro, Arkansas. And Todd was a lot smarter than I was, a lot. He should have been the program director of that radio station, not me. And Todd went on to a pretty good career as a program director in Oklahoma and also Mississippi. He went down to Mississippi and worked. But I wonder what station he worked at in Sheboygan. And so anyway, but Todd started his own channel now, and he's going to be on YouTube. And he's a good guy. I want everybody to go over there and sub to Todd. You got to sub to him, all right?
And while you're doing it, sub to us too.
And sub to us. Hit the like button, hit the share button. And I got big goals, okay? Everybody talks about goals. Eventually, we're going to sit here and grift. We're going to ask for money maybe and pay my StreamYard bill and pay my internet bill and all that kind of stuff. But you know what's more important to me right now is getting to 5,000 subs. I'd like to get to 5,000 to 10,000 subs by the end of the year. And the only way we do that, Mark, is be consistent and come back on the air, on this air of YouTube every day, every other day, whatever it takes. But the other part of it is the people that do like us, that do like the channel. Now, we're going to piss some people off. We're just going to. It's just the way it is. We're going to say something stupid, and we're just going to ask you, okay, fine, get mad at us, take a break, and then come back and see what we're doing. And that's all we ask. Don't have to unsubscribe. Just take a break, shut us off for a little bit, and then come back. And do that instead of, doing that whole, we're mad now and we're going to talk bad about them and all that kind of stuff. Trust me, 99% that comes out of my mouth is sarcasm. That's just the way it is with me. 99% of it. And yes, I'm going to rub people the wrong way. It's just going to happen. JFK. In this blocking stuff, I block some stuff on Twitter, but you know why I block people, Mark? Because I can't take the wackadoodle stuff. I can't take the political stuff when they're talking about, like this AOC, like she wants to run and she wants to be vice president and all that. Come on, people. Come on. Just do some research on these people. That's all I ask. I'm not telling you how to vote. I'm just telling you, do some research instead of taking somebody else's word, especially a Taylor Swift or something like that. I'll never understand why these people vote because Taylor Swift votes this way or some of these Hollywood actors. Stop it.
Serious, Jeff? That's what I do first is see what she's thinking and then do usually the opposite.
See, look at this, the YouTuber. One of my favorite channels right now. I'm not kidding you. One of my favorite channels right now is the YouTuber. I watch a lot. And the only thing is I don't say hi enough. I should be saying hi every time I'm in there, and I'm not. And I don't do it all the time. I know Gingy yells at me a lot by saying, come to the Red House and say hi. And I do, I try to. I don't do it every time because sometimes I just don't want to talk to people because when they start saying hi back to you and you got 100 people, it's like, here I go. I'm going to be sitting on my phone saying hi back to everybody. And not that I don't like that. I just don't want to sit there and do it. So it's, but I like the YouTuber. Please go subscribe to her, just like you're going to subscribe to us. Go subscribe to her. and it's fun to listen to her. It's fun, and that's what it should be all about. Fun, please. Don't forget that we're all here to have fun. We're here to take a little bit out of your day that sucks. That's what it is, and that's what I'm doing. I do this because I'm taking a part of my day that maybe I'm sitting around doing nothing, and maybe it just sucks. So I come on here and I have some fun and crack on some people, and some of them deserve it. Like a JFK show off deserves it. James Jackson deserves it. James Jackson might be a pretty face, but that guy, you guys are giving him way too much leeway. I'm telling you that right now. And
Jeff,
so,
we don't have pretty faces.
We don't.
Really?
JFK told us. He told us, and everything. Todd don't remember the Sheboygan radio. Back when I brought Blake Shelton into my area for a gig that he did for me, and Blake Shelton actually knows me, Arkansas bestie. If you walked up to Blake Shelton and you said, "Hey, do you know Jeff from Wisconsin?" He'd say, "Yeah, I know that frickin' criminal." That's what he'd say to you, or he'd say something stupid like that.
You're a criminal.
So, but I went when I brought him in 2003, I believe. I thought, boy, I got to get some extra money coming in because I got to pay for this guy, right? I got to pay for him to do a show. So I went and I took a gig in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, at a little station, and gave me enough money to pay him and everything. So, and I went back to radio in 2016 because it came up that I was going to get a chance to, a buddy of mine was working in Milwaukee as a program director. And I always had this goal, I guess you could say, of working the Milwaukee market, being in a bigger market. And being from Wisconsin, I thought, boy, if I could go and, work in Milwaukee. Well, this guy gave me a chance to go work in Milwaukee. And I liked it. And it was fun. And then he got fired. And I'm a very loyal person, very loyal. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to have as much fun now if he's not my boss. So I knew it was time for me to hit the road too. Even though that they were good to me, I just knew that going forward, it wasn't going to be the same and everything. Cyberchick in Boston is here. Appreciate her stopping in here. Really do. And so Todd is still working on his channel, but he's going to he's buying stuff up that he needs. And, some of the lighting and all that kind of stuff I've been helping him with. And, Todd comes from the same background, with radio. So you're going to want to be perfect. Todd, I'm telling you right now, don't be perfect. Just get on with, do your first stream and just do it. And the sound, it'll be there and everything. And just do it. Just got to just do it, and have fun doing it. That's the number one thing. And no, I've been watching, Tuberi. I've been watching it. Trust me, and I like what you're doing. I'll tell you. Okay, here's a good one, Mark. And I want you to get in here. I want you to jump in. I'm trying to have not an ounce of dead air. So I'm keeping it going.
It's the challenge for people from the Midwest to cut other people off. I've done it a lot, but out east, I worked out there, and they always talked about, you guys from the Midwest, why don't you say anything? Well, you're moving, and we don't feel it's polite.
So here's something here, Mystic Mama. You're not a Swiftie. I'll tell you what. Back in 2000, when did Taylor come? About 2004, 2005. I'll tell you right now, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I was when I was in radio because she saved, and I'm telling you, it's the honest to God truth. She saved the country format, the country radio format. Taylor Swift saved it when she came as a 15-year-old. When she came on the scene, she saved it. The country format was stale. Coming out of the 90s when it really hit some good strides, then the early 2000s, it just was stale. And I'll tell you what, Taylor Swift came on the scene and she saved the format. And anybody that wants to fight me on that, they can fight me. But I'm telling you right now, she brought a whole new demographic to the format. The format was old, very old. And I'm telling you, bringing her to the format was huge because we got all these 15, 16-year-olds that eventually grew up and now are 30-something years old. And guess what? They're still listening to country music. And country music made that little swing, if you remember, into more of a rock sound for top 40 and all that kind of stuff. So Taylor Swift, even though I hate to say it because I wasn't a big fan of hers, because I don't think she's a great talent. Okay,
she can't dance, that's for sure.
She can write music for the demographic that she was writing for. She can write music, but she just wasn't a great singer. Even though everybody thinks she's a great singer, she's not. She's auto-tuned. I'm telling you right now, on stage, she is auto-tuned. So, but Taylor Swift brought that demographic to country music that country music needed, very much so. And so, well, there you go. Fine. Understand saying hello. So sometimes I sit in and I watch everybody. You know, I watch, even though that I know that they have trouble. Tom CPU and Amy from Boston. I know there's a little rift there and everything. I like Amy from Boston. She's got kind of that edge that I like. You know, that edge where she tells it like it is and everything. And it's no disrespect for Tom CPU because he helped me a lot when I first wanted to go do this. And but I like her. I like going on and listening to her because I like that edge. And and she can talk. She can rip on somebody and she can talk about the Karen Reed stuff. And that's what I go and I listen for. You know, people that can talk about that kind of stuff. So. Thanks, 13 Kings. I appreciate that. I really do. It feels good to be back. Like I said, I wanted to get some things off my chest on just things that I've been watching. And like I said, I got to make the change myself to be able to move forward with this and get our channel to where it needs to be. And I know that we're never going to get to the, when I first started, I wanted 50 people. Now I got the 500 plus. Now I want to get to 1,000. It's kind of that thing. Once you get somewhere, you want to get to the next thing. And so, I mean, it's a goal. Mark and I, we would like to have a little bit of retirement fun, where we can go have some fun, go to Vegas, when we want to and see Blake Shelton show and all that kind of stuff, or do anything. And, and just have some fun with it. So, I mean, I used to go to Nashville, 3-4 times a year, and I haven't done that since 2021. So I mean, it's time that I get back to doing that. And
do we still do that big country fest or where they have the artists down the streets and stuff?
Oh yeah, they have that in June, CMA Fest. But they have all the art. I mean, on Broadway, in Nashville, every bar has somebody singing, and they play for tips. They don't get paid. They play for tips and drinks. And I mean, that's when you really know you love your craft, when you're going out there just playing for tips. And that's kind of what we're doing here, isn't it?
Yeah.
We love what we're doing, and we're playing all this for tips. That's what we want, tips and everything. And I just hope that they will change for the better. There you go. And the thing is, Genji, I've always been told, if you want change, you got to lead it. And I haven't been leading it. I haven't been leading that change. And, maybe it's time that we start leading the change, if that makes sense. So, Mark, why don't you talk a little bit about political stuff? Get you in here so I can rip on you. Have you done any events lately? Or I know you've been on vacation again.
Yeah, I just got back from a trip out west, which is crazy. My son lives out near Seattle. But he had a baptism where the in-laws live in Missoula, Montana. So we did 3 days in Seattle, 3 days in Missoula, and then 3 days up on Flathead Lake, which is up near Glacier, which is just phenomenal. I'm going to move out there someday, I hope. But if I do want to move, I'd have to get divorced. Yeah, but they're still hardcore red Montana. They keep getting all these people from California moving in, but fortunately most of those are conservatives escaping the craziness of California. But yeah, Montana people don't want anybody else to move to their state. They already feel it's too crowded. But they do have some crazy stuff. We were talking earlier about the Oregon mayor. This is just how they want to get their followers. It's not a word, but I'm going to use it, dumber. They want to dumb down everything. So they've removed every measurement that you can think of for reading, writing, and math skills. So they just want you to try hard. You get a participation trophy at the end of it, but just do your best and don't worry about doing it right, so that they don't measure anything. And that's in Oregon. It's crazy.
Right. Well, that Portland mayor, like you said, it's, now they want to go easy on the math. And then they say it's because of people of color. Come on. They want to make it easy on them. Stop that. Yeah,
racism. It's if that was true, then why are all the Asian kids doing so great? They got color. They came in, they were
right
oppressed or whatever. But then in Seattle, the same thing. They're looking to do a recall on her because she is. You pick a subject and she's just going the opposite. The downtown is a shithole. Nobody goes there. Nobody wants to. They're pulling out. Starbucks left. I think some of the other large corporations are even looking to pull out of there. You can't treat people like that, I'm
going to talk about this one right here. Get over auto-tune. Everyone is now. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Not everyone. I'll tell you what, and I don't care if he's my friend or not. I've known Blake Shelton for over 25 years now. And I'll tell you what, I've been to, I can't even count how many shows that I've been to. The guy has never been off one night on his vocals, and he's not auto-tuned. I watch the guy that does the mixing. There's no auto-tune, none. And the guy is on target every single night.
How can you tell when a person's on auto-tune or not, or can't you?
Well, if you listen close, there's always going to be this noise gate when they're done singing and they go to talk. The mic's going to sound different when they talk than when they're singing because of the auto-tune brings them back. Jamie O'Neill, country singer. Jamie O'Neill, one of the most pure female voices you'll ever hear in your life. Martina McBride, she don't even know what auto-tune is. Now there are some people that are auto-tune, yes, because it's about the mad buck. You got somebody like Taylor Swift that can write, and she knows what to do to perform. She knows what it's like to get up there. She's a great business person, unbelievable business person, and so they had to do something to make sure that they made her a star, and they made her a star, and that is Scott Borchetta. Scott Borchetta is a genius when it came to Taylor Swift. And Todd, I'm sure Todd's still here. Todd can tell you a lot about Scott Borchetta. He is a genius. And talk about a guy that is a great businessman. Him and his dad. They're both great people in the record business. So not everybody is auto-tuned. All right. Just that there's some that are, and that's fine. That's fine. People can still listen to them. That's like we're saying about this here. I can put auto-tune on me right now. I'd be perfect.
Put it on me.
And it's great that you got a fan, you got people that you're a fan of, and you buy the music. And this is another thing, not to get not to rip on JFK and give him more pub on my show, because any pub is good pub for him. I wish JFK would get on his show and rap for us. I wish he would take one of his Apple beats, okay, that he has, and actually do a rap on his show. I would enjoy that. I would watch it. I would like it, and I'd probably subscribe to him again if he would do that. Show us that he can rap by himself, take the beats and put it on and then rap. That's what he should be doing.
How come you never asked me to rap?
Yeah, because I know what the outcome would be. So
yeah, marvelous. So you want me to overshadow you, right?
Exactly. That's it. So, but that's what I wish that he would do. Jess Machado, I wish that she would just get back to, this whole, just being dirty and everything else, and the music that she played, I'm so sick and tired of hearing about Broken Baker and all these Broken Baker people, I'm a Broken Baker for life. Okay, that's great. I'm glad you are. But you know what? the whole sexting thing with J7, they're both at fault. They're both at fault. And everybody goes, well, I wonder if you would. Well, number one, I wouldn't be doing it. So I can't put myself in that situation.
Come on, Jeff, bring it. Start sexting, but not to me.
I mean, it's just, they're both old enough that they shouldn't even been doing it. I mean, he's in Denmark, she's in the United States. Come on. Were you really going to be a boyfriend, girlfriend thing? J7, get over it. It's time to move on. You're too funny of a person to keep, and then to have Crawford and LTL on your show. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? I mean, seriously. I mean, LTL is a wreck. He should get help. I mean, he's just a complete wreck. Crawford is a complete idiot. I mean, he's talking about a guy that wrote Boston Strong and now wrote a thing about Karen Reed. And I mean, the only thing I did read the Boston Strong thing. But, these people that are saying Boston Strong, Boston Strong. You know what? What about New Orleans with Katrina? New Orleans Strong? I mean, anybody that has something devastating, any city, any state.
Menasha Strong.
Menasha Strong with the tornadoes. I mean, come on. Everybody can be strong. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I get it. You're from there. And you want to make us, point to, Boston Strong and all that kind of stuff. Baker is a good guy. That's not what I don't, I'm not saying Baker isn't a good guy. All right. And it wasn't never a relationship. And if they thought it was a relationship, and why J7 sending them stuff, adult stuff, who knows? I don't know how it gets to that point. And this is the biggest thing, right? I was going to put this up right here. USA strong. Why can't we all just be strong? Be USA strong. Fight for this country. Fight for this First Amendment right that Turtle Boy is fighting for. Now, we can all sit there, Mark, and say, well, he put himself into this. He's the one that went after these people. He did this. He did that. So what? He had a belief. He was strong opinions of who killed John O'Keefe. So what? And guess what? Turtle Boy's right. No matter what anybody says, Turtle Boy is right. All right. And I'm Team Baker too. I just want everybody to know. I just don't know why he got into a sexting relationship. You know what? He doesn't need to be sent boobies all the time. All right. People that want to share their boobs with him, stop it. You guys are adults. All right. Come on.
I got man boobies. Does he like those?
Somebody told me, "Oh, it's fun." What's fun? You've seen one boob, you've seen them all, right? Well, maybe not. But,
no. They're all different and they're all good.
But come on, stop it. Get yourself a girlfriend. There's got to be some girls in Denmark that you can get a girlfriend. All right, you don't need to be on the internet doing it.
Jeff, you got a man's ear.
Turtle Boy was right. No matter
what I just said.
What did you say?
I said, do you have a man's ear? That's from Cheers. Bro.
So, and anybody that says I'm not a Baker guy, I am. I like Broken Baker. I wish Broken Baker would tell everybody about our channel, though, so we could get to 1,000. I wish everybody that I talk about would tell, others about the channel. And
everybody listening to us subscribe, right?
And the J7, I'll tell you what, I died on the hill. All right. I died on that hill in the beginning because I am loyal, because J7 did a lot for the channel. She got the channel out. She talked about it. She did a lot for me with the channel. And that's before I even asked Mark to join this. I mean, she did a lot. And so I stayed on that hill. Who knew that she was going to go crazy on me because of Jess Machado? That's what my big thing is with her. She wanted me to take something down that I said about Jess Machado. And I said, no, but the thing is she knew going into my channel when I first started, she knew I told her what I felt about Jess Machado. And so she knew, and she still went off on me. So it is what it is. But I'm telling you right now, if she'd ever get everything cleared up with her and all that kind of stuff, and she get back to being good, I'm telling you right now, J7 has more talent than Jess Machado. More talent. She's funny, more funny than what Jess Machado will ever be. And I'm telling you right now, if she could just get it back to being right. So, and I still say people can go back and tell Jess Machado. She comes on this show within an hour. I can have her back gaining people instead of losing people. And it's just, you got to feed her into her strengths. That's what it is. Get her back to her strengths. And her strength is not ripping on people. It's just not. It comes off as somebody that's just pissed off, and I'm going to get them now that they're getting me. Stop it. So,
well, I'm pissed off. Pissing me off, Jeff.
No one ever knows why the snap is a thing. No, I mean, mental health in this country is a big problem. We're that out with the Clancy trial.
You're right. I mean, you look at that trial, like you were saying earlier, not to circle back too far, but yeah, obviously she has a mental problem, and medication was a big part of it. But at the end of the day, you killed 3 kids. You got to pay the price. But I think if any of these wackadoodle politicians, if they wanted to make a significant impact in society, is find a way to get a huge influx of mental health professionals, make that a driving force. People are whacked up for whatever reason these days, and they need some real professional help. I probably need some professional help, some counseling going on after hanging out with Jeff since 5th grade.
You know what? We're too easy to give medication. It's just too these days. It's just too easy.
They were going through the bucket of medication that she was on, not to place actions are actions, but she was on like 20 different things.
I mean, I talk about my the needle in the leg and all that kind of stuff. I talk about that, but I don't get into my story, but I mean, I had problems from the day I was born. People Google something here. All right. Look up spina bifida. All right. So I had that. I had an open area on my lower back. It was open. Everything was out. And so there was a doctor that never seen it before when I was born. Never seen it. Had read about it, had, all that. But he went and pushed everything back. And the only thing that it affected was from the waist down. Didn't affect me from the waist up, where it could have. It could have, made me mentally challenged, which I am, but I'm just saying, it could have been worse. And so look that up, but I don't go into that because that doesn't make a difference. That, nobody wants to hear about that stuff. So I conquered, but I conquered because I'm too dumb to sit down and not do nothing. Maybe I should be doing nothing. I don't know.
Well, I'm just looking for mental health for both of us. Maybe that would be a good spot if we can find a counselor to come on and maybe do an assessment. I saw
the support for Lindsay in Plymouth, but I was going to go. We're talking about the medication. I for some reason my back now for the last 2 years have been really hurting me, and it's something that I knew about when I was younger. They had talked about when I got older it was going to be like this, and I said something about it to the doctor. He said, "Well, do you need painkillers? No,
no, just more Manhattans. Start drinking Manny's in the middle of the day.
Just more Manhattans. That's all I need. I just need more whiskey." No, but I mean, it's so quick, to say, "Oh, do you need this? Do you need that?" No, I don't. And what I need is just to be able to sit a little bit longer and get my work done and all that kind of stuff. And I'm fine. I'm really fine. I've learned to do more stretching. Learned that I got to get this weight off. That I got to be more, determined to get the weight off because that's going to help my back. So it's not that I need something to cover up the pain or cover up the source of what's going on. So it's just crazy stuff. Really is.
Less cheese curds, less whiskey, less pain pills, more stretching.
What's the hit? There we go. Time to go to the pool. That's right. Time to go to the pool.
It's not that nice here,
is it? Should be covered by health insurance. You're right. Because, there's a lot of times the most creative people are the ones that have trouble with their brain because they're so creative. They're so, they want to be perfect and they have the problem. They have that issue, and I mean, when I do Over the Line, the show that I do with my buddy Tracy Broussard, the drummer, the lifelong drummer for Blake Shelton, touring drummer, and one of the greatest guys you'll ever meet on earth. But he'll tell you, mental health with him, it's, started at a very young age. And he's one of those guys that has to be perfect when he's drumming. He has to be perfect in everything he does. So he's got issues there. And some of them are really, tough. I mean, I've watched some really tough stuff with him. And you sit there, when somebody like me, who jokes a lot and there's got a lot of sarcasm, I sit back and I go, man, what is wrong? What's going on with this? The guy is so talented, but that doesn't make a difference. When you got that short, whatever that is, it's horrible. It's a horrible thing. And we have a lot of people that have that. Now, what is it caused by? Who knows? But we need to figure it out instead of just giving people medication for it. When we were growing up, Mark, I mean, there'd probably been half of our class on medication.
There would be. And our medication was a kick in the ass.
Exactly.
I mean, pull your head out of your ass, as my dad would say, and you'll find peace.
We appreciate everybody that checks us out. We want everybody to share, like, and subscribe. Now, the people are here, I hope, are subscribed. There's a girl out there, a woman out there, Katie, not Katie, and her and I go at it on Twitter a lot, and I pick on her. And she subbed, and then she left us, and then she subs, and then she leaves us. And the thing is that I pick on her. She's a big Jess Machado follower. And I told her, I said, Katie, I'm going to fight to get you back. I'm going to fight to get you back. So she needs to come back, and she needs to start sharing, and she needs to start telling everybody she knows that these people need to come in here and subscribe and get to our message and listen to us. Now, we're going to come back tomorrow morning. We're going to come back and do some other things. And now, am I saying I'm never going to rip on JFK? No, there's going to be something I'm going to rip on him about, just like the Nick Rocco thing last night. I mean, there's this JFK's problem, and this is truly what I believe it is. JFK never had any success as a rapper. He's never had any success of anything. He gets on YouTube and gets 16, 17,000 people believing in everything that he says. All of a sudden, it's in his head going, oh, I got a following. I got people that believe everything I say. And so now I'm going to really lay it on them, but that's not the way you should think about it. You should think about giving those people that have subscribed to you and trust you the honest truth of everything. Tell them your faults. Tell them what, I mean, my faults are, I hate math. I hate it, but I can count money. And
I'm not telling people my faults. I'm not going down there. You're my priest.
And then the other problem is I go after bad women. I go after my history with just bad women. I mean, it's just bad.
Yeah, women. Aren't a very good picker.
No, I'm not. And I don't even know what it is. I think it's it's not because they show interest or anything like that. It's just that I picked the wrong people.
It's like you got a list from some mental institution and you find them as soon as they walk out, you're on them and they're nuts.
Well, I used to carry, Bob Euchre did it, said it a long time ago. And then I did it when I was in radio. I had his friend that worked at a prison. And he gave at a woman's prison, and he gave me all these pictures of women, okay, ugly women, like the ugliest women you could ever see in your life. He gave me pictures, and I would carry this one that was the worst looking one of all of them. I carry her in my wallet. I would, and everybody would say, somebody come up and, oh, you married? And I say, oh yeah, I want to see a picture of her, and I pull this out, right? And it was so funny because I did it to numerous people, and it was a joke, right? But these people, I got to say, I never had one say, oh my God, that's ugly. They'd all go, oh, that's really nice. Oh, she looks really nice. She was a prison person.
Oh, that is pretty funny.
And the ugliest woman you could ever see in your life. And they go, oh, she's really nice looking.
So where'd you hear that story from? A Euchre story?
Bob Euchre did it. I guess he did it. He had somebody that did the same thing. So I said, well, I'm going to try that. I was in radio and I thought it was the funniest thing ever. And so, I did. I pulled that thing out. I don't know how many times I'd pulled that thing out. When they'd say, are you going with somebody? Are you dating? Or, you got a wife? Yeah, right here.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I think it's funny, but I think my wife would be a little offended if I start pulling out some toothless, you know.
I mean, we'll get into it, but I mean, there's times, I mean, with me being in a wheelchair, if I was and this is probably why I don't have good people, good girls, but you know, I would go grocery shopping with somebody I was dating, right? And that's one of the worst things. I hate grocery shopping. I mean, my friend Tom, our friend Tom, he does all my grocery shopping for me now. He lives a couple of blocks from me. He does. I ask him to do it, and he goes and does it. But I would, when I was dating, I would give, you know, I'd say, all right, let's go. Well, then, you know, I never knew that you had to look at every price in every product.
Oh, hell yeah.
That kind of stuff, right? I didn't know about that. You know, if I needed something, I'd grab it and put it in the old bin, right? Well, it just, I mean, to go grocery shopping and spending 2 hours, that was enough for me. So you know, a lot of times I would get out of the wheelchair when they weren't looking, and I'd get on the floor, and I'd wait till people started coming down the aisle we were in, and I'd start hitting the floor with my hands and go, I want to go home. I want to go home. Oh, yeah. I did that numerous times.
Jeez.
And I'll tell you what, shopping ends real quick at that point, and you get to go. You know, because you got this guy from a wheelchair laying on, you know, just laying on the floor and go goofy. I mean, they want to get you out of there, right?
Yeah.
And I do that all the time. I mean, or you know, I mean, if we went to you know, like a Dairy Queen or something like that, and I'd sit there and I'd see somebody that was really heavy, and I didn't want to sit there and wait, you know, and the person would say, "Just shut up, don't say anything." And then I'd say loud enough, boy, there's a lot of people in this line that doesn't really need ice cream. Well, here I am, fat, and I'm in the line, you know, but people wanted to leave. They didn't want to sit with me, you know, say that stuff. But, so, I mean, we'll get into that. I mean, I got a lot of stories through the years that I've done that some of them I'm not so proud of. The other ones, I just think they're just crazy funny. And that's just the way I lived my life that way.
Next time, or maybe even tomorrow, Jeff, I'm going to show up with at least 4 dad jokes.
U.S. Lily, I would have left you there. Oh, they tried that too. One tried to leave me there. This is the funniest one. This is one of the funniest ones, Lily. One tried to leave me there, so I called the cops. And I said, somebody left me at the grocery store, and I'm in a wheelchair. I mean, I laid it on the line. And then I said, well, you know, and I think she left me and she stole my car. It was her car, but I said it was mine.
You're lucky you don't get out of jail.
So about 6 or 7 blocks down the road, they brought her back with the car.
Jeez.
So, I mean, that's just the way it is. That's the life of Jeff. And if you can't have fun and you can't laugh at yourself, then you don't need to be around. I mean, that's what we do. That's what I'm going to do here. And like I said, I'm gonna keep on ripping on some people that I just don't understand. And Arkansas Bestie might be one of them. I mean, she might be a sweet lady. She might be. There's a good chance. Mary B told me she's sweet, so she might be sweet, and that's fine. And everybody should listen to her if they want to watch that. Listen, go.
Did you hear me a second ago? I'm going to come to the show tomorrow with some dad jokes.
Good dad jokes, though.
Really? Are there? I mean, in my opinion, they're all good jokes, but I think we'll leave that up to the audience.
But I am gonna be more positive on X. I am gonna be more positive. I like some of the people that go off on Jess and JFK and all that kind of stuff. And I am gonna try to be more positive and not get into that and change this thing around, because I'm not happy with some of the things that I was saying too. I mean, it is what it is. And I got caught up on that and everything. And I'm going to try to get away with that. But if anybody out there has any kind of, like I said, Boston Gingy gives me a lot of, or whatever she's called, Gingy Machado now, gives me a lot of input of what I should be doing and what should be happening, because she listens to everybody. I mean, this woman listens to everybody. She knows all the players. And so I take what she says. But if anybody message me on X, if you have any input, what you think we should be doing, what we should be talking about. I try to talk a little bit because we got a lot of people from that East Coast that listen to us. Now I want to make sure that we get into our local area too, Mark. That's very important to me, that we start doing stuff in Wisconsin. And so I mean, but we'll do anything. We want to be creative. We want to, eventually want to get people to come and join us on here too. Maybe I'll, give the StreamYard code here, link out and have people come and join us. I mean, if you can't act right, then I'll just delete you. I'll just get you off. That's not, just turn me off. And but hopefully we can get to that point where we can get some people on and just have some fun, because I think it's very important to bring people on and have fun. And it probably is a good thing, Cyber Chick, to delete it. I like X just for I could keep up with all my sports stuff and some of the news stuff that I watch. But I mean, I really like it for that. And then I got into the whole bashing thing too. So, and I think a lot of people get sick of the bashing. I really do. And I mean, it gets old. It gets. I mean, I can bash Mark here every day on the way he treated me when I was younger, but where is it going to get me now? It's not going to get me anything.
Nowhere.
It's going to get me nowhere. None. So
you're going to go to hell. That's where you're going.
So people, I appreciate everybody. Mark, what do you think of everybody showing up today? I really
is great for a spontaneous show. That just sort of, Jeff called me up an hour before and says, "We're feeling good. You're back home. Let's go." And jump right down into the basement, and we're on.
And again, we I lost my train of thought, but don't want to burp while I'm on the air here. But I want to thank everybody. I got a lot of messages, a lot of open messages. Okay, in the YouTube for us. And I want to thank everybody that sent prayers, well wishes to me for my sister passing away. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that that has a heart for that actually feel that they need to say that stuff. It's really something. As we get older, we have that happening a lot in our lives, where I'm sending prayers and well wishes to the family, and it means a lot when somebody does that for you. And I appreciate everybody that did that. It was a tough, it's been a tough week and a half and everything, but it's more or less her and I, we kind of lost track of communication, break down a little bit, and we lost a little bit of each other for, a year or two. And, but it still does not soften the blow at all, just because I haven't talked to her or whatever. It still stings you when it happens, and everything. So I appreciate everybody that did that. And so hopefully the notification thing is working. I hope that because I know a lot of people are saying that it's not working. I'm going to also Friday night, Mark, I'm going to try to I'm buying a new camera. Don't ask me why I'm spending so money on stuff.
Yeah, especially a camera that'll highlight your good looks.
I'm buying a new camera that I can go out on the road, because I want to film my great nephew, Friday night. I want to film some of his stuff. He's playing football for Southwest in Green Bay. His name's Idris, and he is going to be this guy. I mean, he just needs to be pushed, Mark. He needs to be pushed in the right direction. He needs to become, and I don't mean he's a gentle giant. He's just a gentle giant. And he needs to, have a nasty streak in him a little bit. If he wants to go to the next level, he's got to have that nasty streak. And how do we get him there? Well, we'll get him there. But I'm going to go see him play Friday night. First time I'm getting a chance. He's a junior in high school. Get this guy, 6'7", 220 pounds, 230 pounds. The guy is all legs. The guy is just, just a giant. So I'm going to go and see him play. Get some weight on him. At that body that he has, he could carry 300 pounds and still be unbelievable. Yeah, and so
is
we're
athletic.
Sorry, Gingy, no problem. Yeah, it was not last Monday before last, I guess. She took a nap in the middle of the day and didn't wake up. And we said it in the beginning, and she is. I guess if you're going to go, that's the way I guess I want to go. It's just where you're not suffering or anything like that. So, it was a shock for the family. Definitely a shock for the family and everything. So appreciate that. 6'7". I think he even might be a little bit bigger than that, Mark, because I saw him at the funeral and everything, and he was standing up, and I was like, I know my other nephews are, like over 6 feet, and this guy was towering over him. I mean, I think he's bigger than 6'7". I really do. I don't know if they'll measure him again, but yeah, 6'7", 200. I think he's 220 pounds. He's already into get this, 16 years old. He's already into watching what he's putting in his body, the protein and all that kind of stuff. He's already into it. And boy, if he can do that for the rest of the time, like I always told the kids that I coached in baseball, don't get into the drinking and the women. You got all your life to do that. If you want to make baseball a career, then you got to concentrate on baseball. And that's what I'm going to tell him too. If you want to make football a career, you got to concentrate on football. You got all that other time to go out and party and get with the women. So hopefully he makes the next step. I mean, get in college now, Mark, yourself, get in college now playing, you can make some money with that NIL.
Yeah. You don't even have to be good.
No,
you just got to be able to market yourself out and about.
But he might be, like I said, he might be 6'9". I don't know.
Who are they playing tonight?
Friday night. I forget. I think it's
Thursday.
I think it's Sheboygan.
Okay.
Sheboygan North, maybe.
You said Southwest, yeah.
Yeah, he's at Southwest, which isn't a very good program, I heard. And I do believe they got open recruitment through the whole Green Bay area.
Sure.
So who knows, if he plays well this year, he could be playing at a different high school next year. So, all right, let's get out of here because I got the Brewers to go watch. The Brewers are playing again today against the Mariners. Brewers got the best record in baseball. And I watch them. I get mad every time they lose because I think, boy, I just want to get them to 100 wins. But it's going to be, fun watching them. I sit along with the manager trying to make the moves that he's making. And sometimes I sit there and yell at my TV and I want to break it because, things happen that I don't think should happen. But and seriously, Prince, I can't wait to go watch him. I haven't watched any of my nephews play for about 30 years now, I guess it's been. And it's going to be fun to watch a great nephew who is that big playing at the high school level. Only a junior in high school and that big. I just hope he doesn't grow out of football. There's a chance that if he keeps growing, he's going to grow out of football. That maybe have to rely on basketball.
Could be. All right, well, I got to go eat some Chinese food.
Is that what you're eating today?
Leftover from last night. It's good.
Thanks. We appreciate being back. We really do. We appreciate everybody coming on and saying that. And make sure you like and subscribe. And Mark, we're going to do more political stuff a little bit. So we're going to piss some of you liberals off that are out here. Mark is a conservative, and he likes to talk about the liberals. But the best thing about Mark is he's going to give you both sides. He really is. And that's the only reason why I keep him as a friend, because he's goofy enough to tell you both sides. And but we're going to make sure that he talks about his political stuff because that's something that he's passionate enough. And so we're gonna do that too. So check us back tomorrow. I'll make a thing so that everybody knows what time. But I'm thinking probably going to be mid-morning. We'll do it again. And appreciate everybody. Really do. And tell Jess Machado, all you people out there, tell Jess Machado to come on my show, and I'll treat her right, and we'll get some more people back on her side. And we won't concentrate on all that negative stuff. All right? And tell Turtle Boy to talk about Mark and Jeff, for God's sakes. I'm sick and tired of sending him money and him not talking about us.
Good enough.
All right. I'll play the music. Right? Got to play the music, Mark.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
From the murals on the wall to the street side stand, Mark's got the map, Jeff's got the plan. Cruise through Wisconsin where the sun stays bright, looking for a flavor or a brand in a new site. Let's take flight with Mark and Jeff. Hippie chick join the mad stork flock and turn it into a whole big crew. They all says we're following you. Jeff and Mark exploring again, finding the best wackadoodles in the land. Add Mark and Jeff to your day, because we have so much to say. Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter how far, our curiosity's charged. We're ready to see what's next. Mark and Jeff need this job, so please come join the flock and hit the like, share, and the mad stork flop.